Uzukee has abandoned YBA. Well, big shock, guys, I know. But it's pretty clear to anybody that just played the game within the past few months that he's not wanting to try to develop the game in the slightest. I mean, you can. There's so many excuses you can make before it's just obvious. You know what I mean? I mean, abandoning the game for a year and then having a big comeback, but then still being inconsistent is just beyond me, honestly. And it should be no shock in the community that he hasn't updated the game in months, considering his work history, how he's treated developers in the past, and how we've seen time and time again that he only cares about money. I mean, there's so many skin updates you can make before. It's just kind of obvious, you know. I mean, giving us a Sticky Figures update, then bringing back the Christmas event. I mean, that was, I don't know, man. You're doing the bare minimum at that point. I'm also sick as hell, by the way, so not bad. But I'm gonna say this right now. I am not a YBA channel. I'm just making a video because I've been playing this game for years, and the deteriorating quality is just—it's kind of insane at this point. Because over the past few years, we've seen it get worse and worse and worse. But we're at such a low where you think it'd be impossible. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna say when I think it all started. I think this all started at the beginning of the Stone Free update when everything just got completely nerfed. It's like everything got reworked, but instead of everything getting reworked, it just got completely nerfed. The only buffs I can think of is just hormone, and that's it. And even then, that was just necessary, honestly. That wasn't even like that much of a buff. That was just kind of like it just needed to be there to make hormone viable. But the bad part with Stone Free is that it kind of set a standard that all the future YB updates would have, which is instead of prioritizing gameplay, you would add 10 moves, some crazy ass cutscenes, just call it a day because, oh, we gotta make people happy. And that just killed the PvP because instead of trying to add like what's best for people, for casuals and competitive people, they just decided to go for what's the flashiest to make the game look better for just impressed toddlers. If I'm being honest, like it just doesn't work in the long run. Like it can only add so much stuff before it just becomes redundant. I think it's just a pattern that YB's been having for years, honestly. And I'm not the first one to say this, by the way. This has been a problem for years. It's just kind of silly because like it's dead. It's in the grave. It's not coming back. There's no shot. The only way I can see it coming back is if Eternal Battlegrounds gets like 1 million players whenever that game comes out. I mean, you say it comes out in January, and here we are in fucking May. I mean, you'd think by then you'd at least have like a demo or something, but nah. Or at least beta testing, but nah, man. You know. I mean, like when YBA came out, there was like 1 million 70% HP combos, and it's just unbalanced because within these specs, just instead of it being like a PvP game where you just throw out M1s and you just hopefully you get the best combos and whatnot, you're just literally fishing. It's literally just every stand is King Crimson. That's literally it. But instead of 80% HP combos, it's now 100% HP combos because Uzukee wants to keep the stands broken for like 6 months so that people would just abuse it, so they have a reason to play the game. But then whenever they get nerfed, people will just cry about it. It's kind of funny, honestly, but the game's dead now. So and I would say YBA Legacy is decent, but that game is just not. Nah, the game is honestly kind of bad. Nor do I really want to play it. It has 80 players, and the game is just laggy. Even with all the fixes, it's still just not the same. Like it's not even about old YB. It's just about how the game is now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at the same time, I don't entirely blame Uzukee because, I mean, it's kind of different when you're starting at the bottom, you're making your way up because there's like a reason to continue. But when you're already at the top and people they want to see change, but they also don't because they want the combat to stay the same. It kind of makes sense, but there's just levels to it, man. I don't know. Well, that's it. Have a good day. See ya.